Kevin Durant went from NBA legend to one of the biggest villains in the NBA by switching from one super team to another. But it wasn't always like that. Back then, KD had a typical rags to riches story, growing up poor and without a father, and eventually becoming one of the best players in NBA history. But things changed when Durant swapped sides. But can KD really be called a villain just because he changed teams? Let's go find out. Kevin Wayne Durant was born on September 29, 1988 in Washington, DC. Quiz time. How many siblings does KD have? 1, 3 or 4? The answer is 3. Durant has a sister, Brianna, and 2 brothers, Tony and Rayvon. When Durant was an infant, his father deserted the family, and therefore his mother Wanda had to raise him and his siblings by herself. The family was struggling to stay afloat, and Kevin's mom worked night shifts just to be able to provide for her sons. At the age of 10, Kevin decided he was going to become a professional basketball player. His mother said she would help him and kept on him his whole career about working extra hard and keeping in shape. Kevin attributes much of his success to his mother. Durant played amateur athletic union basketball for several teams in the Maryland area and was teammates with future NBA players Michael Beasley, Greivis Vasquez and Ty Lawson. During this time he began wearing number 35 as his jersey number in honor of his AAU coach, Charles Craig, who was murdered at the age of 35. After playing 2 years of high school basketball at National Christian Academy and 1 year at Oak Hill Academy, Durant transferred to Montrose Christian School for his senior year, growing 5 inches before the start of the season and beginning the year at 6'7". Just imagine it, at this time Durant was around 15. If you want to grow that tall and help my channel to grow that tall, make sure to like and subscribe, it would mean a lot to me. Anyways, prior to the start of the season, he committed to the University of Texas at Austin. This was unexpected, as KD was already known as a great basketball player and had offers from well-known universities like Duke University. When asked about it, he said, "I wanted to set my own path." At the end of the year, KD was widely regarded as the second best high school prospect of 2007, behind only Greg Oden. For the 26-27 college season, Durant grew to 6'9" and played for the Texas Longhorns. He averaged 25.8 points and 11.1 rebounds. So in 2007, when KD was finally old enough to declare for the NBA draft, this is where the fun began. Durant was selected as the second overall pick in the 2007 NBA draft by the Seattle Supersonics. He quickly adapted to NBA defenses, and people were astonished by his dribbling and shooting abilities despite his height of 6'10". Therefore, KD earned himself the nickname the Slim Reaper. At the end of the season, he was named the NBA Rookie of the Year, following averages of 20.3 points, 4.4 rebounds and 2.4 assists per game. These insane stat lines made him the only player to average more than 20 points as a teenager, alongside only LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony.
Gotta pay attention to him, Mike. No hesitation on those threes.
So get out of here to the nay, and here's Durant for a triple.
They need it.
He got it. 7 field goals for Durant.
Following Durant's debut season, the Supersonics relocated from Seattle to Oklahoma City, becoming the Thunder and switching to new colors, blue, orange and yellow. Furthermore, the team drafted Russell Westbrook, and as we now know, was this the birth of a great duo. Durant managed to increase his scoring average to 25.3 points per game and grew to his current height of 6'11". During the 2009-2010 season, Durant was selected to his first NBA All-Star game. Moreover, with a scoring average of 30.1 points per game, Durant became the youngest NBA scoring champion. At this point, everyone was concerned that a legend was born.
They finished second in the North, and a great jam inside by Durant. So early
2 years later, in 2011, KD still averaged 28 points per game and won his third consecutive scoring title. Behind this play, the Thunder won 47 games and entered the 2012 NBA playoffs. The team looked strong as they added James Harden to the roster, who, alongside Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, gave a great trio. So in the playoffs, Oklahoma City managed to defeat the Mavericks, the Lakers and the Spurs, and so the Slim Reaper visited his first NBA Finals. The team had to face the Miami Heat, who at this time seemed unstoppable with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh playing like monsters. Finally, despite all the efforts, Kevin Durant and the OKC couldn't clutch up and lost the series. So what did that mean for KD? Exactly, work even harder. The following seasons, Durant kept putting up good numbers and even managed to win his first MVP title in the 2013-2014 season. He also gave a very touching speech, crediting his mom for his success. Just listen to it, it's beautiful.
When you didn't eat, you made sure we ate. You went to sleep hungry. You sacrificed for us. You the real MVP.
But despite all the efforts, titles and buckets Durant racked up, the Thunder wasn't able to win the NBA Finals. So here he was, an elite scorer in his prime, putting up outstanding numbers but starving for a ring. Until here, KD's story is nothing short of sensational. A young kid who grew up poor with a single raising parent, working as hard as he can to become a professional basketball player to provide for his family, managed to reach the NBA, make millions of dollars and became a generational talent. But some people only call an NBA player a success if they won a ring. And sure, Durant was hungry for it. So he did what many people considered a villain move. In 2016, he joined forces with the Golden State Warriors, who at the time already were a championship contending team. They had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala on their roster. Conclusively, Durant just joined a super team. Fans would have loved to see him bringing a championship to the Oklahoma City Thunder. But now they were all over him. He started getting hate comments every single day and people started to question him. They thought he just took the easy route. But most importantly, Russell Westbrook was furious because KD didn't tell him or miscommunicated it. Sadly, this is how one of the greatest friendships developed into a huge rivalry. But now let's see if Durant got what he desired. In 2016, the Warriors were unable to win the NBA Finals because LeBron James just went God mode. In 2017, Durant suffered from an MCL injury, but recovered until the playoffs started. So once again, the LeBron-led Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors met in the NBA Finals. Last year, LeBron could shut down the Warriors team, but with the Slim Reaper as an additional threat in their roster, it was just too much. Golden State won the series in 5 games, with Durant leading the score every night and therefore winning his first championship and Finals MVP award. The next year, in 2018, things pretty much went the same. Golden State claimed the first seed in the playoffs and visited the NBA Finals, facing the Cleveland Cavaliers. Except this time, they stomped the Cavs 4-0. So here it was. Durant won 2 championships and reached everything an NBA player could dream of. Was he happy? Sure. Were the NBA fans happy? Absolutely not. KD still got a lot of hate and his wins weren't considered honest or honorable. What do you think? Can Durant be called a villain just because his team at OKC wasn't able to give what it takes and he wanted to win a ring? Let me know in the comments. And by the way, if you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing. It would help me out a lot. But now let's get back. So what should KD do now? Should he go back to the Thunder and bring them a championship in LeBron style? Nope, not really. In 2019, Durant signed a contract with the Brooklyn Nets. He was 30 at that time and still played at his peak. The next years, the Nets also acquired James Harden and Kyrie Irving. Therefore, rumors began spreading that a new super team was formed. But Brooklyn's dreams didn't come to fruition. The three almost never played games together, since one of them was almost always injured. Furthermore, when they played as three, they played good, but not great. The trio didn't surpass the expectations and therefore didn't seem like winning another championship.
Harden looks like he's going back to the locker room, so not a good sign for the Nets.
However, the Slim Reaper kept performing. In the 2021 playoffs, the Nets managed to reach the conference finals and face the Milwaukee Bucks. The intense series went to Game 7 and in the final seconds the Bucks were leading by 2. Until this happened.
Inbound, Jeff Green gets it into Durant. Here is Durant moving on Tucker. He turns, he shoots. Yes!
Looks like an insane game winner, doesn't it? Well, it wasn't. Because of Durant's large shoe size, his toe was said to be on the 3-point line. Therefore, the game went into overtime and the Nets lost, missing their chance to visit the NBA Finals. So despite KD carrying the whole team on his back, the lack of playoff success with the Nets could not be avoided. So what did Durant do? Yep, he went to the next team. He didn't switch the very next season, but it wasn't looking like the Brooklyn Nets were improving, so in 2023 KD decided to join the Phoenix Suns. This is where he's at right now as I'm recording this video. And while Phoenix is no super team, they still own a very strong roster, including Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton and now Kevin Durant. So what's your guess? Will Durant get another win with the Suns? Write a comment if you like.
Durant gets right of the lane, little step back, makes the connection with the defender.
Durant just getting the defense on his...
In summary, Kevin Durant has reached greatness. Villain or not, he managed to go from 0 to 100. While facing adversity and poverty in his childhood, he managed to develop into an NBA talent the world hasn't seen before. But Kevin Durant isn't the only player who had a rough childhood. Joel Embiid, for example, didn't even know how to speak English when he went to the USA to play basketball. But that's a story for another time. So check out this video about 20 things you didn't know about Joel Embiid. Come on, it's your turn. There's nothing left to see here. What are you waiting for? I'll see you there.